Okay, so for in this section, we're going to talk a little bit about filter pan and troubleshooting if you have issues where maybe the oil is trapped in the filter pan and not getting back up into the fry pot. This will happen usually for one of two reasons, maybe three. The primary one would be that if you have a lot of sediment that builds up on the filter pad, then the filter pad's starting to clog and it just takes longer to get the oil through there. The fryer does a pretty good job of anticipating that because it measures how long it takes to fill up the fryer. And if it starts to take too long, it'll tell you to scrape the filter pad. So if it says scrape the pad after a filter event, you absolutely need to scrape the pad so that you don't get into more trouble and get too much sediment that builds up in there. Another common cause of a fry pot being slow to fill will have something to do with this piece here. This is called the pre-screen filter. And the intent of this pre-screen filter is to capture any debris that gets past the filter pad so that it doesn't get into the filter pump or the OQS, because if you clog one of those things, that's a more expensive repair. If we get debris trapped in here, you can fix this yourself without a service call. It's super easy to do. Now it is hot, it's marked hot. If you've been running 350-degree oil through here, this is going to be a hot component that can burn you. So make sure you have your gloves out if you're going to handle this. This should be finger tight only. You don't really need a wrench or anything, but if you need one, there is a little wrench you could get, just pop it off. We're just going to unscrew it. And what you're looking for here is to see if there's debris in here. So you pull this out, and if that channel is full of debris, then you pull out a bunch of crumbs and stuff with it. If that's the case, you need to take that to the sink, spray it out with hot water. Again, dry it off real good because it's going to come in contact with hot oil. Once you get it good, dry, and clean, then you would put this back in here and then just hand tighten it until you've got a good seal. Now you do want a good tight seal here. If you see air bubbles that are coming into the oil when it's coming back up and it's a slow return, you might need to tighten that a little bit more, but generally you're not going to have a problem with that. The other thing to check on sometimes is the O-rings themselves. Make sure the O-rings are in good condition. On the filter pan, there's two little orange O-rings right here on the top. These should be really smooth and make good contact all the way around. If one or both of these O-rings was to get nicked or cut, then that could certainly cause you to have slow oil return. Replacing that O-ring is a good, easy way to do that. Up here with the pre-screen filter, there's a bigger O-ring that's right inside here. Make sure that O-ring's in good condition. That's another place that you might have to replace an O-ring if you had bad oil return. But generally, it's going to be just, like I said, sediment on the pad or maybe debris inside this piece right here that needs to be cleaned.